All right, green as it go. We are live. We are the game reactionists, and welcome. I am Rorschach.
And I'm Spectre.
All right, and we are here for the Capcom showcase. Right now, it's the pre-show, so I just have it
Later.
on mute right now. I'll turn on the volume here. Just have a little bit in the background. So, Spectre, anything you're looking forward to? Anything you're hoping to hear about today during the Capcom showcase?
Yeah, I think we're gonna probably get some kind of hint at or maybe a full announcement of Resident Evil 4 DLC, which is good timing because I just 100% of the game, got all my 7 playthroughs done of it to get all the achievements and stuff. So I'm ready for new content. So I'm assuming we're gonna get something related to that. Probably some kind of, if I'm making predictions, probably maybe some kind of Street Fighter announcement or something like that in terms of DLC date or something like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of I guess the high hopes pie in the sky type of thing would be something along the lines of a new game reveal or something like that, maybe a new, I don't know, Devil May Cry or something.
Oh, Devil May Cry. That would be an interesting one.
That's pie in the sky though. I don't
Yeah.
predict that's going to happen.
I don't either, because they're going to be focusing on Exoprimal. What were the 3 games they announced? Exoprimal, son of a gun, and Exoprimal, and then I think Exoprimal. No, I'm kidding.
Our chat's actually working too. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it is. Capcom Showcase 2023. Here we go. We'll go to IGN. We'll talk about what's expected. Okay, that's what it was. So Exoprimal, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, and more. So
Yeah,
those are the 3 big titles. I haven't heard anything about Ghost Trick. I actually don't know what that is at all.
that was a popular DS game. I didn't play it myself really, but I know it was pretty popular, so I'm sure some people are going to be excited about that.
Okay.
I think it's a re-release for that, or a remake of it of sorts. And then Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm not a fan myself, but I know there's some people that are really excited for that too. So
Yeah.
all around good stuff. I mean, this is going to be short and sweet. This is nothing like what we had the other day with
4 hours.
2.5 hour long slogs of stuff with just nonstop. Just it's you need an intermission for those almost.
Yeah, pretty much. My expectations, I'm with you. I haven't 100%ed Resident Evil 4 yet, but that's because I did buy it on Xbox and PlayStation. I do that. A lot of people grief me about that. Like, oh, why do you do that, Rorschach? Why do you buy multiple copies of the same game? If I
Why do
enjoy,
you do that?
well, if I enjoy a game enough, I have no problem giving it as much support as I can for a developer. I'm basically, it's my way of saying to Capcom, hey, I really loved what you did with Resident Evil 4. Here's even more money. Keep doing stuff like this. I know it may sound goofy, but that's my rationalization, and it gives me an excuse to play on my Xbox and PlayStation and get use out of those machines.
You have this extreme buyer's remorse for Xbox, and you have to justify the purchase somehow by forcing yourself to play games on it. So
It pretty much, yeah, it really is. Because I have all my Resident Evil Collector's Editions on PlayStation 5 or PlayStation in general, just because that's where the series premiered on or started out on was PlayStation. And
yeah, you
so,
sort of associate Resident Evil with with PlayStation. Maybe a little bit with Nintendo, but
yeah.
it's mostly PlayStation.
But I'm expecting some type of Resident Evil 4 DLC announcement. It'd be nice to get some type of new chapter. I'm not crazy about the Ada chapters in the original game, but it would be cool to have those. The realist in me is expecting just some type of new mercenaries content, which I don't really care about at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't really care about a new mercenaries thing, but I think the Ada stuff. Yeah, I did play through it again recently, the original Ada. stuff on the original Resident Evil 4. It's not too bad. It's like a nice remix of certain areas of the game.
Yeah.
So, and it does have its own unique bosses too. Give it credit for that. I mean, you are fighting, the same bosses, technically like the same characters, but the fights play out totally differently. Like fighting Krauser as Ada or Sadler as Ada. So there are some different boss fights to it. I'm assuming with this one, we're going to have the cut boss U3 come back if they do that. So,
well, U3 is not cut.
He's cut.
No, he's in Resident Evil 4 remake. The other character that's with Salazar, that is U3. If you read the files and stuff, that is U3.
Yeah, but he's not a boss fight.
Yeah, he's a cut boss fight, but I mean, like the character itself is not cut.
Well, I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah. I mean, the boss, that boss fight, that entire section of the game, a little area is gone. So
yeah,
I'm assuming it was cut intentionally to be used as sort of a centerpiece for this new one, for this new DLC or whatever.
Maybe. I think it was just it was cut because it was unnecessary. It was a point in the section of the game originally, and they probably cut it in order to put in the new pieces of content in the remake that weren't in the original. But I don't know. I don't know if I have any pie in the sky dreams. Devil May Cry series. I haven't played Devil May Cry since DMC 1 and 2 originally on the PlayStation 2. So I don't have any attachment to that series.
Well, you missed out on the best game then, which is Devil May Cry 3.
That's what I've been told. Oh wait,
yeah.
No, that's not entirely true. I did play the reboot or whatever they did, or the prequel.
Oh yeah, that no. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not like an extreme Devil May Cry fan, but I really enjoy the series overall.
Yeah.
If there's a new title that comes out, I usually pick it up. I really enjoyed Devil May Cry 1. 2 I thought was garbage, which is the pretty popular opinion on that. 3 is amazing. It's probably one of the best games ever made. Fantastic. I played for that game dozens of times.
I don't remember the hate on DMC2. Like, I know
they had this thing where you picked like two different characters. It was just, I don't know. Maybe if I went back and gave it a better shake now, it felt off. I remember thinking at the time, but
I remember the hate it got, but I remember when I played it, I enjoyed it. So I didn't understand why everybody was hating on it. I even thought like the Devil Trigger system was even cooler and better in DMC2. So I just remember that they had like this other character they introduced and all this stuff. It felt like a step down from 1, which was fantastic. And then 3 was, like I said, 3 was the high point of the series. And then you had 4, which is okay. There's nothing really wrong with 4, But then you came to 5. 5 was fantastic. You had the remake in between there as well too, which was not well received. But then 5 was fantastic. So. Most recent game in the series has been great. So I mean, it's on a good trajectory here. Yeah, I didn't ignore those games because I didn't like them. It's just it never was anything where I was like, I have to get these games day one and play these games day one. I played the reboot and I thought it was like, okay. But yeah, I've always been told DMC3 was the best. Maybe one day if I'm extremely bored, I'll go through and play through them.
It's one case where the popular consensus on it is actually pretty accurate. 3 was just felt so fun to play. It was just, I mean, it's very replayable. Going through it on the different difficulties, finding all the different little collectibles each way. Every level is very replayable. The combat's a ton of fun. I remember the bosses being actually pretty decently fun too, and it kind of culminates with a fight against Virgil at the end. Okay. I really enjoyed it. I mean, like I probably played that game like a dozen times. I'm not like a Devil May Cry god or anything like that. I usually play like on the harder difficulty, but not like there's always like really insane difficulties on Devil May Cry, like the one hit difficulty. Like you get one hit, you die. Like I can't do no hit runs. I'm not that good at the game.
Yeah.
But I like the challenge of kind of second or third highest difficulty or whatever it is. So.
Well, here we go. We're starting.
All right.
I guess I can be excited for this too because I know it's not going to be 2 hours long. So it's like I already feel
excited about its
more,
brevity.
Yeah, I'm already feeling more energized with this. Where it's just like, oh man, I gotta sit for 2 hours and watch nothing.
It could be the most exciting thing in the world, but I mean, it's hard to like make 2 hours worth of exciting content.
Exactly.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Capcom Showcase.
All right. Keep in mind, I got a bit of a delay behind you,
I'd like
too.
to share that June 11th, 2023 marked Capcom's 40th anniversary.
So I'm a good, like, probably 10 seconds behind you,
A
wherever
big
you're
thanks
at,
to everyone for playing our games. It's thanks to our amazing fans that we can celebrate such a milestone. We look forward to creating many more games.
I like the
in years to
classic
come,
Capcom
and we hope that you'll
sound
continue
effect
to
there.
enjoy them.
Yeah.
Now it's time to show off our latest titles at the Capcom Showcase. Stay tuned until the end so you don't miss anything.
40th
Let's
anniversary.
take a look at this video.
Oh, we're starting off at Path of the Goddess. So we saw this last night during the Xbox showcase.
Which we thought was intriguing. That was one of the few highlights of that show.
Yeah, I like the style of its look. So we'll see if they show us more here on it. It's very much got like a Resident Evil, Onimusha vibe to it. Right? Onimusha was Capcom, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like the art style to it. I think it looks intriguing. I don't know if this is. Yeah, we said this the other day too. I don't know if this is like a, oh my god, day one type of thing. Maybe I need to see more of it to really be like convinced and hooked into it.
Yeah.
But at least they're showing off, like, you know, the actual game itself to some degree here. That's not just some teaser concept thing. Yeah.
I think this is the same trailer we saw yesterday during the Xbox showcase.
Yeah, it looks pretty familiar. And you're gonna get that with. I mean, you're watching, you know, all these conferences back to back.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna get some overlap.
There we go. There's Path of the Goddess. Coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, Windows, Steam.
Traditional Japanese
Coming to
aesthetics
everything.
come to life through the power of RE.
Is it on wish list here? Like, can I wish list
Experience a
here? Let's
unique
see.
blend of strategy and action in this epic tale. A beautiful yet unsettling world of mystery awaits in Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess.
Okay, so that's the actual
Coming
name,
to
Kunitsugami.
Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Windows, PlayStation 5, and Steam.
Not announced for Nintendo Switch, but I'm sure that can
Mega
come
Man
later down
X
the line.
Dive Offline is coming to Steam, iOS, and Android.
Yeah, that Switch just can't. Kunitsugami, yeah. So let's see. Maybe that's why I can't find it here. No, it's not on.
It'll eventually come to the Switch. Capcom puts everything on the Switch.
The deep water,
They have
which
Resident
holds
Evil
collective
2,
memories
3,
of
and
the Mega Man
Village
X
on
series,
Switch,
is under
Switch
attack.
through the cloud now. So I'm sure if it does well enough,
Dive
they'll
into
put it on there.
cyberspace using hunter programs to recover data before it's too late.
They really got to up their game next time. I mean, Nintendo just has to come up with
Play
their
as
next
Mega
system,
Man
which I'm
X
assuming is
and
going to be
other
announced over the
characters
next
from the Mega Man
year or less
franchise.
here. They have to
Including
up
characters that
that
haven't been
power a little bit.
playable
I feel like they haven't really been top of the power game since like what, the GameCube.
I think GameCube was
Level up
their
your favorite
most powerful
characters and
system.
equipment
It
to
was the
create a
last system
powerful hunter.
that, you
It
know,
feels like that's where they stopped. It feels like it's
Power up
kind
your
of like
weapons
where
and more.
I mean
Customize
graphically
your
the Wii was about the
character
same, and then the
however you
Wii U was only like slightly better, and then the Switch is a little bit better.
Mega Man
So-
X
Yeah.
Dive Offline.
I agree with you on that. I'd like to see a little bit more
Control and develop
powerful of
over
a system, but
100
I
different
don't want to see them put too much into
Play as a variety
R&D
of
at
characters,
the
including new
risk
heroes
of
created for Mega
not
Man
being able to
X
produce
Dive.
quality content.
Complete stages.
I mean,
use
when
element
nowadays when you
models
have
to
things like
recover memory
Steam Deck and
pieces,
stuff floating around for
and analyze
400
recovered
bucks
memories to unlock
at the
characters.
power level that's at, I mean, I don't think it's too unrealistic for them to come out with something that's between 350 to 400 bucks or less. That's
There are more than
Right.
Pretty
900
powerful.
stages to play. Challenging mechanics and enemies await on classic and new stages.
got some Mega Man
You're
action
bound to
here.
clash
I
with
never
other
was really into
bosses
Mega
from
Man.
the
Mega Man
past.
was always just one of those games I just
Build
was
the
never
ultimate
good at.
legend.
I had a buddy of mine that
Save
loved
the
Mega Man. He got
Rock
every
from
single
total
Mega Man game, and
destruction.
I'd always watch him play in awe because he played it over and over and over again and got really good at it. I just was never great at these games.
Yeah.
They're a lot of them are
Mega
very
Man
very
X
challenging.
Dive offline
I'm the same.
launches in 2023.
So this is for Steam and mobile devices.
Now, here's the Capcom Spotlight Corner.
A new era of fighting games is upon us. Street Fighter VI launched on June 2nd. It's already received an enthusiastic welcome from fighting game fans around the world. Street Fighter VI includes World Tour, an expansive single-player story mode. Fighting Ground, the core fighting game experience made even more accessible. And Battle Hub, a social space where players from around the world can compete and hang out.
Yeah, well, we knew they were going to mention Street Fighter 6. You have to. I mean,
yeah.
it's
In addition,
very well received.
players
It's
release new
breaking a lot of
fighters and
records, I
content,
believe, as well
so
too.
you
It's
can enjoy
very
the
very
game
popular.
for a long
Yeah.
time.
I mean, for neither of us are really fighting game guys. You know, I mean, I have a soft spot for
Street Fighter
Tekken,
6 is out
but
now
And
for
I
I
just
have a
PlayStation
soft
5,
spot for
PlayStation
Mortal
4,
Kombat,
Xbox
so-
Series X, Xbox
yeah,
Series
and even
S,
that
and Steam.
we're not
Don't
really
miss
the
it.
day one types for those usually. I mean,
No.
maybe Tekken 8 I'll get if there's a really cool like arcade stick or collector's
We
edition.
also have
Maybe
an
that'll get me
announcement
over
for
the
Capcom Pro Tour
hump, you know. But I
2023.
mean,
This
we're
year's
not like
Capcom
fighting
Pro
game
Tour will feature
players
Street
in
Fighter
general.
6,
Right.
the newest entry in the series. Players from around the world will compete in regional matches and battle to be this year's champion. To celebrate the launch of Street Fighter 6, this year we have our largest prize pool ever. The total prize pool for Capcom Pro Tour is over $2 million, with $1 million going to first place. Capcom Pro Tour 2023 will feature 3 types of tournaments: online premieres, offline premieres, and World Warrior. The winners of each tournament will advance to the World Finals at Capcom Cup 10. Stay tuned. to
Yeah, I
see
wish
which
I was
player
that
will crush the
competitive with like
competition
fighting games to
and take home
go in a
this
tournament
year's
for it and stuff.
championship.
I've done some
in-
Smash Brothers tournaments in my day, but never all that
Next,
effectively.
we
I think
have
I'd be
news
better
about
off
Street
with like
Fighter
a
League Pro JP
like an RTS
2023.
tournament or even even an
The
FPS
Street Fighter
tournament. I'd
League,
probably
the
handle it a
world's
little bit better.
top players form
Yeah.
teams of 4.
Or
and
card
compete in
games.
official
I've done some card
Capcom
game
Team
tournaments.
League
Those are a lot of
matches.
fun.
We have the
Fighting game
largest
tournament,
number
I
of
would just
teams
embarrass
ever.
myself.
The opening match will be held on July 7th and will be streamed live on the Capcom Fighters JP channel on YouTube and Twitch. Don't forget about the Street Fighter League World Championship
I'll
2023.
join a Warzone tournament
The US and European leagues
with my
will
crew
determine
on
the teams that
Call
will
of
go on
Duty
to
and see
compete
how
in
that
the World
works.
Championship.
There you go.
Probably not very well.
Get up close and personal with Resident Evil 4 on PlayStation 5. The game's main story will be playable in VR with PlayStation VR 2.
See, this would be cool
Thanks
to
to the power of
experience,
PlayStation VR 2,
it's just I
you'll
don't
be able to experience an even
think
more immersive
600
version of
bucks
the
on a
game.
VR2 is worth one game.
Take aim as you fight to survive.
Yeah, I've always been
Armored
very
Core's cutting-edge
pessimistic
knife
on the whole
action
VR
is a
thing.
core
I
part
mean,
of the game.
it's
And the PlayStation VR2 Sense controller
I mean, yeah, I mean the barrier to entry, obviously. I mean, it's getting better, but it's still a costly thing.
Experience
You know, it's
extreme
$1,000 or so, or whatever you gotta pay for it. I don't know how much the PlayStation VR
Resident
2
Evil
costs,
4
but you know, it's probably like
VR
$600
After
right?
DLC
tax, it's close to
exclusive to PlayStation
$600.
VR 2.
So yeah, so it's not a cheap thing that you just like impulse buy,
Yeah.
And for me, when I played I had the
Now on to
original
the next game in today's
VR1
lineup.
or whatever for PlayStation, and it gave me motion sickness. It was just a headache. There really was no like game or app that was like good. I mean, I tried playing like Skyrim through it, and it was interesting. There's a novelty to it, but it wears off really quickly, and you're just like, oh, like give me back a controller and let me just relax. I feel like I'm doing work with this thing on.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think the technology's there yet. Pragmata. Well, that's
Sorry.
this is the first we're hearing about Pragmata in like a while now.
Yeah.
This was announced like 2 years ago or something.
Very sorry. Because it was supposed to come out last year. So now they don't know when it's coming out. To all our expectant fans, it is with a heavy heart that we must further postpone the release of Pragmata. Our team is currently hard at work making the best game that we possibly can, but we need more time. We will continue to do our best to ensure that the final product... That's okay. I'm okay with games being postponed.
It's almost time for
delayed.
Ghost Trick.
I'd rather you
Here's the latest on the game.
delay a game to try to make it the best quality than try to rush it out.
Hello, everyone. I'm
think,
Shota-kun.
I agree. I mean,
I think it was Miyamoto that said,
It's almost time for the game's release,
know,
and I can't
a
wait for you
delayed
to play it.
game
But first,
has the potential
let's
to
get
be
started with
great,
this.
but a rushed game is forever bad. And I think that's...
That was Confucius.
Okay. But I think he nails it on the head when he says that.
Yeah, I agree. The problem, though, the amendment to that quote, though, is sometimes the game is delayed forever, and it just vaporizes and goes away and becomes vaporware, and nobody ever like hears of it again. So
yeah, you lose the momentum behind it.
The
So, yeah.
or to get a Duke Nukem Forever where it was delayed for so long that they had so many different versions of the game that it actually, the extra time was actually kind of a detriment to it. So I mostly agree with that quote, but not always.
Right.
This may seem unrelated at first, but each person plays a vital role in
I
City's
think
story.
Duke Nukem's an outlier with that example, though, because there was a lot of legal issues to that being
So think of the demo
delayed
as
as
a
well.
doorway, inviting you into a great big mystery.
If I remember correctly, right?
It's
Like
been
there was a lot
30
of
years since we made the
licensing and
original
legal
game.
issues with
And
regard
just
to
like
that
System,
game,
I
and
met many new
that
people,
played a major role
and
in
there
it
were
being
many
delayed.
miracles that occurred during its development. I have no doubt these experiences are what shaped Ghost Trick into the unforgettable game it is. To the team that lovingly ported this game, and all the fans have shown so much love towards it.
I didn't realize there was all this demand for like a revival of Ghost Trick here. Like I heard of the game and
now, to wait for
I never played it myself. I was familiar with the game.
And one more thing. I practiced very, very hard for 2 weeks.
I know it had a bit of like a cult following. I didn't think it was like something worthy of. We gotta revive this.
Speak in Japanese.
From the creator of the Ace Attorney series, Shu Takumi, this classic mystery game is being reborn. One night, a man named Sissel loses both his memory and his life. Using the powers of the dead, he tries to solve the mystery of his own death. The only clue he has is a red-headed detective. A night of mystery begins anew. A rookie detective, brimming with a sense of justice. She too is being targeted, and Sissel witnesses her death. Who was I? Why was I killed? Who killed me? And what does it mean that I was given these powers of the dead? Use the powers of the dead to possess and trick items. The controls are easy. Connect Sissel's glowing blue soul to the core of objects to possess them. Possess the tire. Possess the bowl. Possess the star ornament. You can then trick the objects you possess. Trick the guitar to play it. What will happen when you trick the cart? Trick the door to open it. Possessing and tricking objects will let you access new areas. Sissel can go back 4 minutes before someone's death. What happened before her murder? Those clues are hidden in the past.
Yeah, this was
Follow
a
past events in real time.
DS title, original DS
The limit,
title.
however, is 4 minutes. Help people avoid near-death predicaments and change their fates. Sissel will face death in many forms. Changing their fates will change the story. And that story must be linked in some way to the mystery of Sissel's death. Ghost Trick, launching on June 30th, 2023.
For
Demo
Switch,
version
PS4,
available now.
Xbox One.
Don't miss the pre-order bonuses.
So you can
See the official
play the demo
website for
now,
details.
and anything you do in the demo transfers over into the full game if you pick up the full game. I like when games do that.
Yeah, it's a good idea in general. I mean,
Now
you think
on
that would be
to
like
the
a
next
common
game in
sense
today's
type of thing.
lineup.
I don't know what the market data would say on that, but I mean, I know for me, if I'm making progress in the game, like, it incentivizes me to actually go ahead and buy it. It's like, hey, I'm already kind of dipped my toe in this, you know?
Right. Another
Objection!
Ace Attorney. I've never played these games, but I've definitely seen clips of them, and it's just it looks very entertaining.
Yeah, I never really played them myself, but I mean, it like I said, it's another series with a very loyal following to it. It's got a lot of entries in the series here, and people seem to love it. So,
Just dramatic objections during trials and the finger pointing. Coming to everything. Except current gen.
In Ace Attorney, players serve as lawyers for the falsely accused. Battle for
Well, that's good,
justice
at
in the
least, you know.
courtroom and uncover the truth.
easier access to these games.
Yeah.
Now, the 4th, 5th, and 6th mainline Ace Attorney games are being brought together to share the story of Apollo Justice and his allies in the dark age of the law. On Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows, and Steam. The colorful characters and courtroom drama of each game have been relitigated in beautiful full HD. Available in 7 languages: Japanese, English, French, German, Korean, and traditional.
What about the
and
not
simplified
falsely accused? What
Chinese.
about like the absolutely
We've also
guilty? Like
added
I want a
voice
game.
recordings
Why don't
for
they make a
new
game where I
languages.
play as like a Saul Goodman type? You know,
For
where
sure,
I,
there's
you
no
know, have like the most
objection.
crooked,
Everything
like
included in this
twisted,
collection.
you know, clients as
Apollo
as
Justice,
possible here, and I
Ace
have to
Attorney
find some
trilogy is
crazy
currently
way
in
to get
for
them off.
release
You
in
know?
early
Yeah, right.
2024. Please look forward to more information
There you go,
about this
Capcom.
collection in the future.
Do a Saul Goodman video game.
Next, we have some Capcom news to share.
Haven't you already been sharing Capcom news?
This month marks Capcom's 40th anniversary. As part of the celebration, we've opened a digital theme park called Capcom Town. Take a stroll through the museum to view original artwork and other materials from various titles on display. You can even play a few of Capcom's beloved classics for free.
This is
Head on over to the castle to cast your vote in the Capcom elections. Participants will receive a special reward, so don't miss out. We can't wait for everyone to enjoy these attractions.
Yeah, it's kind of neat, you know. I mean, nothing that we've seen here is like bad so far. I mean,
Many other fun
they're kind of
experiences
hitting all
we
their
prepared
highlights. You know, they're not. I mean, everything's everything that you think of Capcom for is being touched on here. Other than, like I said, obviously we haven't seen Resident Evil yet or Devil May Cry, but we still got another
Our new
15
upcoming
minutes,
title,
right?
Exoprimal. And to
Not that
use
I'm
the
expecting
online
Devil May
features
Cry.
of Street Fighter
Yeah.
6. You can also use this account with other Capcom services and campaigns, such as a survey about today's Capcom showcase. We'll release more titles and services compatible with Capcom ID soon. Register now for Capcom ID. Now for the latest on Exoprimal ahead of next month's
Of course,
launch.
everything has to make you have an account, right?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
This
I'm
game I'm
Takedo
kind
Hidaka,
of
The
intrigued
director of
about.
Exoprimal. I'm excited to share the latest Exoprimal news with you all. But first, let's check out this video.
Hello? Thought I heard activity on this frequency.
Yeah, all they gotta do is put a
My
dinosaur
name is
in.
Garrett
Chip it.
Stiles.
Basically, the IB's godfather. He was responsible for the entire
The only way I'd be able to, I really miss
I assume?
versus mode
Exosuits were
multiplayer
developed right
games.
here.
The best example for me was Left 4
It's our
Dead.
only shot.
When you have these like games where you're hunting some type of monster, I want to be able to play as a monster as well, not just the human players.
Intact and hot on the press.
That's one reason why I love Left 4 Dead's Left 4 Dead. I love the versus mode in this
The
game.
whole thing.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So if I can play as a dinosaur in this, hunting down the humans, I'll buy it day one. But if I can't do that, then I won't get it.
They just juice it out of dead dinosaurs?
And I don't think that's gonna happen in this. but-
in the blood. A neosaur. I mean, look at this. It's a walking glob of stuff.
I promise you this.
Not exactly the
We'll find a way
Dino
out
Crisis that we may be hoping
All
for.
Anchor project files have serial numbers. Look for anything starting with 181. That's the project code for Leviathan's core.
Okay, Doc.
Oh, gentlemen, I didn't get your names.
Call us the Hammerheads.
Well done. You fought desperately and survived. The perfect exosuit development project is nearing fruition. Activating Massacre Module. Summoning Neo T-Rex Swarm.
This is all helping to make a better exosuit.
Good hunting, Ace.
Okay, so not a whole lot to go off.
Presenting my most exciting combat project. The Savage Gauntlet.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
What did you think? That
I
was
renew
a
it,
lot
man.
of new info. Before we dive in, I'd like
It's
to
still
give
active
huge
for a few
thanks
more
to all the
months.
players who participated in
There you
the
go.
open beta test back in March.
Someone's got to pay them.
We were extremely pleased
That's
to
gonna
have
be you.
so many participants. Plus, you gave us a lot of
It's not
invaluable
gonna be me.
feedback. We can't thank you enough. While only portions of the Dino Survival content were made available for the open beta test, today we'll be introducing more content included in the full game. Let's take a look at what you can expect when Exoprimal launches on July 14th. Let's start with the story. Ace, the game's protagonist, is transported to the year 2040 and forced to participate in a never-ending series of war games. The story unfolds as you play through Dino Survival, the game's main mode. Gathering intel to update the analysis map unravels the mysteries surrounding parallel worlds and the AI entity known as Leviathan. At times, players will also engage in special boss battles.
I didn't realize it was coming this soon.
Yeah.
Dino Survival mode will also change as the story progresses. You'll unlock new missions with a variety of objectives, including 10-player co-op, a multitude of dinosaurs to fight, and more maps. The game will also feature an assortment of unlockables.
Yeah, I can't say it's something that I would pick up.
No, it's not something.
Modules can be used to enhance exosuits and modify active skills. These modules can be obtained by fulfilling certain conditions while you play the game.
I don't understand why
you can also personalize your appearance with a variety of cosmetics, such as exosuit skins, weapon skins, decals,
just
and
look at
emotes.
what Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 did.
The game also features a special 5-player mission that changes.
Those games are still very popular on
Compete with
Steam,
squads
if I'm
from
not
around the
mistaken.
world for the fastest completion.
They are. They have a very
times,
active,
or by earning
player
awards
base.
through
But
achievements,
it's
like
just
most
like,
damage block with a tank suit.
You
in
know,
battle.
why wouldn't you give people the ability to hunt somebody as a T-Rex? You know,
There are many ways to enjoy the game, even after completing the main story. We took
I
your
guess
feedback
nobody can
into
really pull this off with
consideration.
Valve. But
In the full version
It wasn't
of
even
Exoprimal,
Valve. It
we
was
plan
Turtle
to implement
Rock.
a mode where
Valve
victory
just
is
published
determined
those
by
games.
completing missions
no
as
one can put it all
quickly as
together like
possible,
they can.
instead of
Oh,
direct
gosh.
combat with other players. We hope you look forward to that.
And even
Now,
Turtle
let's
Rock
go
couldn't
over
get
all
it
the
right
new
after
info just
that.
on the video.
Evolution wasn't any good,
Who was
and
that
then
new
Back 4
face
Blood
at the
was
beginning?
just abysmal.
Meet Dr. Signs, the developer of
I think
the
I got Back 4
Exosuits.
Blood for free as part of a
And the head
bundle
of
of other
Anchorage.
games. It was kind of thrown in there.
IBS's elite
It's
research
just
group
not
based on
very good.
Bikitoa Island.
I never even bothered to play it. I just added it to my account.
It definitely has the
The
feel of
Stratovator,
Left 4 Dead
a
on
space
there, but
elevator
it
that
just
extends
doesn't
from the Anchor
feel the
Division
same.
research facility into orbit will also be a playable map. Incredible battles will unfold while exofighters and dinosaurs clash atop this massive space elevator. Players will even encounter dangerous mutations of dinosaurs, known as neosaurs, the most deadly among them being the Neo T-Rex. You'll need to work together with your team to stand a chance at taking them down. Oh no, is that a swarm of Neo T-Rexes?
I really spent
What
a
are
lot of time on
Leviathan's
this.
true intentions?
Well, this is their big
Wait,
summer
what's the
release.
deal with this new exosuit? While it may look similar,
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like there's
This
any hype
exosuit
for
is a
this. You know,
variant
like I
called
mean, I don't
Deadeye
know.
Alpha.
Maybe I'm totally wrong. I'm just not like.
unlike the default Deadeye, this variant.
I mean,
comes
I guess they know better. I mean, they've
can
been on
burst
a
fire or be used
pretty
as
good
a
streak
shotgun,
lately of
allowing
popular
exofighters
games
to
that have
change their style of play.
performed extremely well. So I mean,
Yeah.
they know what they're
Exosuit
doing,
variants,
obviously.
including Deadeye Alpha, will be added in a title update following the full
This
version.
is where all the Resident Evil money went.
At the end of the
into
video,
this game's
we revealed
development, I'm
Savage
assuming.
Gauntlet, a mode that lets you take on special 5-player missions that change weekly. In this mode, players can enjoy a change of pace from Dino Survival by competing against exofighters from all over the world for the fastest completion time. More info about exosuit variants and Savage Gauntlet will be revealed at the Xbox Games Showcase Extended. Be sure to tune in. And last but not least, we're excited to announce that we'll be holding a second open beta test. This time, we're including additional story-related missions, 10-player co-op missions, and other adjustments based on everyone's feedback. Check out the official website for dates and times. We hope you're all excited to try out this new content. Players will also receive a new reward for participating. Don't miss out. We'll continue to make adjustments to Exoprimal, leading up to the game's launch on July 14th. Thank you again for all the feedback. We look forward to seeing you in the second open beta test. That's all we have for you today. See you in the War Games. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Next up is the last title we'll be showing off today.
Really? I guess we're not getting anything Resident Evil 4 related.
Hi everyone, my name is Hideaki Itsuno, and I'm the director of Dragon's Dogma 2. It's been over a year since we celebrated 10 years of Dragon's Dogma, and I can finally give you some more information about First, let's take a
there's
look
got to be
at
some
the
kind of
trailer
teaser
we
or something,
revealed the
right? I
other
mean,
day.
Maybe they'll save that for the fall, you know.
it's possible. I mean, it's only been, it's been like 3 months, you know, I mean.
Not even. It hasn't been quite 3 months yet. Because 4 Remake came out toward the end of March. But at least it was straight to the point, and they're showing off meaningful content for their studios.
Protected me from the dragon's flames.
You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisen.
Of course. That begs the question. If he's a
Maybe they'll have like
then where might
one more
far
thing.
true Arisen? Empress Nadinia's life is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
Praise be, for only the sovereign.
Or we can just end the stream now and just say it's over.
Alright.
It's over. Capcom lost. It's over. It's done. No Resident Evil. No Devil May Cry. No Dino Crisis. I kind of want to play this just because I like the look of the monsters and the enemies in this.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people were really into Dragon's Dogma before, so I tried it. I didn't really see the hype to it myself, but
okay.
What did you think? The action RPG game Dragon's Dogma was released in 2012. Now, a decade later, I'm proud to share a look at the highly anticipated sequel,
we were still
Dragon's
working
Dogma 2. Today I want to talk about 2
retailer
characteristics that
back
Dragon's
then.
Dogma 2 will inherit from its predecessor.
it was a while back, right?
Dragon's Dogma 2 will be a single-player game, but with pawns at your side, it will feel like co-op. And second, gameplay will feature action role-playing mechanics set in an open-world environment. In the Dragon's Dogma series, you embark on your
It's a
adventures
good-looking
with pawns,
game, too.
otherworldly beings controlled by AI. Alongside the player-controlled Arisen, you can embark on your journey with a main pawn that can be customized to your liking, as well as up to 2 additional support pawns you can borrow from other players, to form a party of up to 4 characters. Pawns are controlled by the AI, and are now capable of even more precise decisions than in the previous title, helping you in the midst of battle. They can also help guide you to new locations, or give you a high five following a successful battle. It really feels like playing in a party with other players. Dragon's Dogma 2 is built with the RE engine, resulting in a dense world woven with high graphical fidelity. You'll enjoy a world roughly 4 times the size of the original Dragon's Dogma, with more to experience than ever before. The characters and monsters that populate the world are given life thanks to the power of AI, and players will feel like they've been reborn in this vibrant fantasy world. You can look forward to a variety of vocations to choose from. Your vocation will shape your Arisen's role throughout the adventure. Will you take on enemies with swords? Magic? It's all up to you. We'll have much more to share in the future, but for now, I want to go over a few sections from the trailer that show what we've improved for Dragon's Dogma 2. This game is designed to enable players to take on situations in their own way. In addition to AI, advanced technology like immersive physics brings pawns, monsters, and NPCs to life. What would happen if you destroyed that bridge, or if you pulled that monster's leg? What other exciting possibilities can you think of? Meet 2 characters pivotal to the
what I
story
want to know is what's
that
going to
also
happen if you
appear
pull
in
the
the
monster's
game's key
finger.
art. Ulrika, a bow wielder with a deep connection to the Arisen.
Hilarious.
And Nadinia, a high priestess of the Beast Ring, which appear in the series for the first time. What destiny awaits? How will they affect your fate? The intricate relationships and situations you will encounter in the game are sure to keep you on your toes. During your adventure, you will come across familiar monsters from the previous game, as well as new monsters, such as Medusa. You can look forward to new player vocations and many new experiences unique to Dragon's Dogma 2. Please stay tuned for more information. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Maybe I'll follow this a bit more. Maybe I will pick this up. You know, it'll all depend on when it releases and if it interferes with anything else coming on.
Yeah, sometimes that's the primary motivator for me getting Starfield is just there's nothing else really competing with it at the time that I care about, and so.
Yeah. '40th anniversary sale.
Beyond and hello, and what the hell was that?
Hi.
I'm not sure.
Can I take my microphone off?
It's okay. Welcome back. I'm Max Scova. Welcome to a very special Summer of Gaming edition of Podcast Beyond, IGN's weekly PlayStation show. We're going to break down everything huge, regardless of whether or not it's...
No big finale for Capcom, huh? I think that's it then.
Yeah, that's kind of underwhelming there, right? I mean...
Yeah. We were both hoping for some type of Resident Evil 4 news for the remake. But
yeah, I mean,
you go first.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, not horrible at all. I mean, I think this is like a solid like B for me almost. Like, I mean, not bad. I mean, just there's nothing to really be like super excited about. Like everything here, we kind of knew about already, which is more explanation of everything. It was good to see that Pragmata game is still being worked on, but I mean that's going to be probably a year, maybe 2 years down the road now. It sounds like, so yeah, there's no like megaton like huge announcement here. So I think that's why there just wasn't anything like super exciting here. It was just more like, okay, we already told you about Dragon's Dogma. Here's some more info about it. Here's more info about Exoprimal. Here's more info about here's some more ports of stuff coming out. Yeah. There wasn't like anything. There wasn't like any like, oh my god, like huge moment. Like here's Devil May Cry 6 or or here's Resident Evil 4's DLC and it's gonna have all this stuff in it or whatever. There was no like whoa like like huge kind of thing here. It felt very kind of just by the numbers. Like it almost felt unnecessary. Like you almost could have attached these like port announcements to other things, like it sort of feels like a waste. It wasn't bad, I sounds like I'm being really negative on it. It was solid, but there just wasn't like for me like an A like conference or an A plus like conference would have to have some kind of huge like whoa, like this is a huge game for us to look forward to, even if it's a game way down the road. Like it has to have something like that. There just wasn't anything to be really excited about here.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this at a B minus, just because they didn't show anything bad, and what they did show was additional information on things we already knew about. But yeah, it just was missing that it factor, and it's just like to kind of put that in perspective. I gave Sony a C plus, and that was because that was an hour-long showcase, maybe longer, I don't remember. I think it was at least an hour long. And we had the Metal Gear Solid Delta teaser, and then an extended look at Spider-Man 2, which was cool to see gameplay of that, but that was still kind of, I guess Metal Gear Solid Delta was the it factor, but that was something that was heavily rumored and finally confirmed. That was pretty exciting. But there just wasn't a whole lot of gameplay shown for their other titles. And if there was, It was already titles that were already confirmed or we knew about. And this is kind of the same thing. This gets a B minus mainly because of its length. If this was an hour long or more and we got the same results, this would definitely be C plus. So length of time is definitely part of my my grading as well personally. If you don't have a whole lot to show off, fine, then get straight to the point and keep it short, keep it sweet. That's what I like. Don't make me sit for an hour, 2 hours long to see a whole lot of nothing. So yeah, it wasn't bad. I am disappointed. I am surprised that there was nothing new announced necessarily. We're getting ports of stuff that's already existed, but no big Resident Evil announcement, no Devil May Cry announcement of any sorts. It's just they kind of phoned it in, it seems. But yeah, I'm at a B minus for this. So I think that's it with regards to the showcases now, right? I think that's pretty much, yeah.
I mean, there's rumors of a Nintendo one coming up in like another month or so, but
I don't buy that for a second. I really do not think we're going to get a Nintendo Direct at all in the summer. If we get a Nintendo Direct in the summer, it'll be a Pikmin 4 Direct, where it'll be specifically for Pikmin 4, because that comes out in July, I believe. So I think the next big Nintendo Direct, where we get a culmination of everything, is probably going to happen around September. But I don't think we'll get anything new from Nintendo. They're riding high off of the success of Tears of the Kingdom still. Pikmin 4 is coming out this summer. I can't imagine them wanting to do like a big presser to announce anything new. So I'm definitely one. I'd like to see a new one. I just know we won't. And having paid enough attention to Nintendo's trends and having an idea of how they operate when it comes to their announcements, you kind of get a general feel of like what to expect. So if we get a Direct this summer, it'll probably come toward the end of this month. It'll be a Pikmin 4 Direct, and that's my speculation. I'm pretty confident on that. I'd wager my firstborn on that.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it in terms of the quote unquote E3 season.
Yeah, I can't say it really blew me away this year at all. There wasn't really a lot to really get like super excited over. I mean, yeah, I miss like the old. I still miss the old E3. I miss the excitement, the pageantry of it. I miss all that. It just feels like we don't really have that anymore. Something's kind of been lost over time. So I don't know. It's just I remember when these times of year I used to look forward to E3 like as soon as like April hit. It's like, oh man, we're just a few months away. It's coming up. It's going to be really exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And you have these big announcements and stuff. I feel like we don't have that anymore. It just feels like here's a bunch of ports. Here's a bunch of games we showed you before. It just doesn't. I don't know. There's just nothing like. There's no like, oh my god, this is insane moments anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have games that have been shown off that looked intriguing, looked exciting to us. Lords of the Fallen looks interesting. Dragon's Dogma 2 looks interesting. I'm personally excited for Spider-Man 2. Metal Gear Solid Delta, that was, that's a breath of fresh air. It's good to see Konami getting back into the traditional gaming sphere. And I know there are others. The Lies of P, that was one that surprised me in a positive way. I still intend to check out the demo of that, because that's a Soulsborne take on the story of Pinocchio, and those games are right up my alley, and I definitely like those twisted iterations of our childhood stories. So I'm confident I'll enjoy that. Or maybe I won't, who knows. That's why I'm happy there's a demo coming out. But I mean, there was still sprinkles of stuff here and there. But yeah, I mean, you're mostly right in terms of there's just nothing where it's like, oh my gosh, I was so happy to have sat all this time and watched all this stuff. You know, I probably could have just read through the highlights on whatever website. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Right? What were you excited for? Yeah?
I was a baby.
Well, there you go. Baby Rorschach is looking forward to Spider-Man 2.
There you go.
So, any final thoughts from you, Spectre?
No, nothing, like I said, nothing really all that exciting for this whole season for me, really. I mean, but hey, I mean, that's okay, though, when I think about it, because, I mean, I got Armored Core coming up soon. I have, I mean, maybe Starfield will be okay, so, I mean, there's stuff coming.
Yeah, you get to play Starfield locked at 30 frames a second, so,
Well, thankfully, I don't have an Xbox, so.
From what I've been reading, that's for PC versions too. So I mean, you'll have to be the one to confirm on how well it runs if you try to push.
It's not going to be locked on PC.
You'll have to, yeah, but
and if it is, there'll just be a patch for it or something, or we'll just mod it out.
Mod it out.
Well, I mean, it happens all the time. There's graphical mods, things like that that can be fixed.
Yeah, but will it run properly?
Better than on an Xbox, I can tell you that much.
But yeah, I don't have any final thoughts either. We appreciate anybody who tuned in. Don't forget to, like and subscribe to the channel. What's next on our agenda? I still want to do a stream of the final boss fight for Tears of the Kingdom, just because it's a cool boss fight, and show that off in the stream. I do want to stream the demo of Lies of P. So those are what's next on my agenda personally, and hopefully I can get those out within the next week here or so. How about yourself?
Yeah, I have I have some more collection videos to put up, and I've only shown like a fraction of kind of what I have. So I mean, there's a lot more we could talk about and show. Some of my collection I really can't show just yet because they're certain section of the house is kind of a mess because there's stuff that's being moved there and stuff right now. So, but there's a couple other things I could show off collection-wise. We have some other things, other videos we're going to try as well too. In terms of gameplay and stuff itself, I'll have Armored Core 6. I'll be playing. I'll do some gameplay videos of that. And yeah, beyond that, I mean, not a whole lot like in the near future. I know there's going to be the last DLC for Callisto probably coming in another month or so. So I'll do that. I said I was going to do the story DLC. That's going to be coming out. And beyond that, I mean, who knows? I might, I'll look and see what else, kind of strikes me. Like what other kind of things I want to try.
Very cool. All right. Well, look forward to that. We appreciate you viewing. I am Rorschach with the Game Reactionists.
And I'm Spectre.
And thank you so much for joining us.